All right, we will call this meeting back to order. Mr. Rickett, can you give us closed session certification, please?
Oh, boy. Oh, put your glasses on. That boy.
All right. The Orange County School Board has convened a closed meeting on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas 2.2 3712D of the Code of Virginia requires certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore it being resolved, the Orange County School Board hereby certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, 1, only public business matters lawfully exempted from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed, and 2, only such public business matters as were identified in the motion by which the closed meeting was convened were heard, discussed, or considered.
A second?
Second that motion.
All right, we need a roll call.
Mr. Hawkins,
Yes.
Ms. Dawson,
Aye.
Mr. Rickett,
Aye.
Ms. Harrington.
Aye.
Madam Chair, the clerk certifies the vote as follows: 4 yes votes, no votes, and 1 member absent.
All right, and then we are at item A, disposition of personnel actions. Dr. Hornick, a recommendation?
Yes, ma'am. Recommend the approval of personnel actions as presented in closed session.
Right, and I'll need that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Did we have a motion?
I have to, yeah.
Whoops.
We have to motion before we can second. I forgot, Mr. Hawkins. It's early on a Monday morning after a holiday
I
weekend.
know, right? I said that the next time they give us a 4-day holiday when it starts on
Yeah, we
Thursday or
cannot
Friday,
have
we
a
should have Monday and Tuesday
in
off
this
too.
meeting.
Her foot hurts. All right, you ready to go again?
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Take 2.
Recommended approval of the personnel agenda to include employment, resignation, transfer, and salary adjustment of staff, extracurricular and coaching appointments.
Now,
I'll
Mr.
second.
Hawkins. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Now it's legal. All right, we are at item 4, board member items. So we have a consideration of the sales tax resolution. Do we have a?
Do we have
Yeah, we
it?
do. We have a,
Turn it over to Dan.
yes, I will. I was planning to introduce.
Yeah.
Were you planning to do that, Dr. Mark?
Yes, ma'am. I can do that.
Do that
Yep.
now?
Yep. We
Okay.
will do that.
Boy, we're a mess this morning.
Kristen, please come up forward. Caitlin, you can please come up.
Better than this.
Ladies and gentlemen, Orange County Public Schools, here recently, of course, as the school board just voted, is proud to announce the appointment of Ms. Kristen Anderson as our district's newest member of the leadership team.
Oh, can you clap before we approve her?
Bringing a diverse background in instructional coaching, curriculum development, and student advocacy, Ms. Anderson, who is a 2013 graduate of Orange County High School herself, joins the division with a proven track record of supporting both educators and students. Ms. Anderson earned her bachelor's degree from Mary Baldwin and completed a master's of arts in teaching. In 2022, she furthered her leadership by earning her postmaster's certificate in ed leadership from William and Mary. Her career in education began when she was teaching middle school mathematics in Stanton City Schools before she continued her work in Stafford County Public Schools. Recognizing her expertise in instructional strategy, she later transitioned into roles as a mathematics specialist at both the middle and elementary levels. In these positions, she provided vital instructional coaching and PD to teachers. She collaborated on the development of math and intervention curricula and supported teachers and division-wide efforts to strengthen student achievement. Beyond general education, Ms. Anderson has also recently served as a special education teacher in an alternative educational setting in Stafford, where she supported students with diverse academic and behavior needs and backgrounds. Her well-rounded school leadership experience also includes serving as a middle school athletic director, coaching softball, and working as an elementary testing coordinator. Throughout her career, she has demonstrated a strong commitment to instructional excellence and said, quote, "I am passionate about empowering educators, fostering positive school cultures, and ensuring that every student has the opportunity to thrive. Orange County Public Schools invites the entire community, and especially the Locust Grove Primary Cardinal community, to join us in celebrating this exciting appointment as we welcome one of our own back to Orange County Public Schools. Welcome Ms. Kristen Anderson back home to her in her new administrative role. Guys want to go take a picture? All right, we're going to come over here and take a picture. Come on down, Bronson.
Oh, we're all going?
Let's get a set. We'll put Kristen and Caitlin kind of right in the middle. We'll kind of put you guys right in the middle.
Rose, outstanding.
Congratulations. Great choice.
I know you're going to do well, and you're like, Jack, let's do it. If he did it.
Old habits die slowly, right, Rose?
That was good. I thought it was good.
That's exciting stuff. All right, now we're at the consideration of sales tax resolution. Are we going to bring that up, Ms. Byram?
Yes, I'm trying to, I didn't realize I had it set to private, so I'm trying.
Oh, okay. All right, well, the General Assembly passed the bill that all divisions in the state are now, rather than the few that there were previously, are now able to put it before the voters to do a 1% sales tax referendum on the ballot for construction and capital improvement projects. So in order to try to get it on the ballot for this coming November's election, we need to have our Board of Supervisors do the, what's it called, the resolution for it to get to the electoral board at their meeting next week. And so we need to approve it today in order to get it to them in time. So that's what this is all about, why we put it on this morning's meeting.
And this is a time-sensitive
Yes,
thing based on
it is,
state.
based on the state
requirements.
Yeah,
Yes, the
so-
Board of Supervisors have only so much time, X the number of days, I'm not sure what it is specifically, before, because we're targeting the November election. And so there's so many days previous, so they will need to act here. Their goal, my understanding, is to address this at their meeting on the 14th, so this coming Tuesday.
Right, and so, do you all have comments about this?
I have a question. Do we have to wait till we make the motion and then discussion, or?
Let's just go ahead and discuss.
I'm just wondering, I couldn't remember on the 1% local sales tax, does that apply to everything that's sold within the county, or is it on specific, is there a subcategory? Does it apply for
It's just real estate.
groceries, real estate?
Tax. Just real estate tax.
Are you sure?
No, I don't think that's right, Jack.
I don't think
I
so.
think it's sales tax.
Sales tax,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's fuel.
No fuel? You don't think it's fuel?
And what
There
I,
it is, there it is, sales tax, and real estate tax, yep.
Where is it at? I don't see
where are
it.
you seeing that?
Can you go point to it, Jack?
Fourth, whereas down.
Sales tax?
What we're saying there is,
No,
our
what you-
friends are estimating that a local sales tax could generate 5.6 million annually. And if we were to try to handle this type
Grew
of
proper.
revenue increase through real estate taxes, it would be the equivalent of adding about 7 cents onto every $100 of assessed
So
value.
it's just a comparative of what it would
Yes,
cost
correct.
members or property owners. And I think one of the things, in my opinion, that's really nice about this is, number one, we are sending it out to our local voters
Right.
on a referendum. It's not just something that a county or school board or even the state is requiring us to do. And as you see, if we want to continue getting the appropriate capital to pay for some of our improvements and continuing to grow as we go forward, to me, this would be putting that that requirement on anyone that is doing business within our county, not just residents. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
It is correct.
And as far as the scope, Ms. Harrington, I can work with the county administrator, who's, of course, she's been watching this through the General Assembly and is looking for, the full document and the full scope, because there are sunset provisions, and there are ways to have it set up where it's not necessarily in perpetuity. It is designated for specific projects or bond repayments.
That's what I was gonna, my next question is that something that will be determined by the county supervisors at their next meeting, or will they just potentially look at the overall resolution to go forward?
Well, I think they're going to have to look at the entire resolution, but of course, in their discussions about whether or not to send this to the voters in November, I'm going to suspect that the discussion, there will be at least some level of discussion about the full scope of the 1%, as they are determining whether or not that is something they want to approve to send to the voters or not.
And would it also allow the county then to have additional revenue that they could then spend in other areas if we're offsetting potentially the bond payment on an annual basis?
Sure,
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Right. This would be dollars that would be put in an account that's earmarked specifically for school construction, upgrades, renovation, and capital projects. And so it would not be able to be moved elsewhere to do other things. So I think the point that you're making is if we collectively are able to have, we'll say $5.6 million, that means that's $5.6 million that they're not trying to raise in other areas that could provide some flexibility. I'm sure that will be a consideration for folks who may be in support of sending this out. I suspect that will be an argument that will be made in support of sending this measure as a referendum to the voters in November.
Do you have any idea if they would be able to use it to make any of the bond payments on the project that we've already approved and is in process, such as the CTE?
Yeah, that I'm not sure, if there's something that would be essentially be grandfathered in for a bond that's already been put out, or if it would be exclusively for new projects that were bonded after the effective date. I know that I have had a conversation with our county administrator, and she's looking specifically as to whether or not our current CTE project would be able to be help paid for by this particular measure. She is not sure on that one yet, and I have a feeling it would, because we're already started. I'm working under the assumption it would be for a new project, or
is
things that
there
would come after July 1.
I know you said there was a time requirement. Do you have to spend the money, or does it have to be appropriated for a specific amount of time? Or do you just have?
Well, what I
until
was
you-
getting at is if you look in the last whereas, the authority for such sales tax includes a sunset provision. And so what that means is if this all goes through as I'm envisioning how this could play out, is there's a renovation project that needs to be done, and when the money has been raised to pay for that project, the 1% local sales tax would stop until there's another project that would need to be completed. That's my
You have to
understanding.
take it back each time.
Right, that's my understanding of how it would work. But I'm going to leave that more to the folks on the county government side. What we are saying here, if we move forward with this particular resolution, is that we recognize that deferred maintenance is problematic, and the more and longer you defer, the more you dig yourself into a hole, and the more expensive it is to dig yourself out of the hole. And so this potential resolution would affirm that the school board is recognizing the challenges of school construction and renovation and long-term deferred maintenance. And we are encouraging our partners on the county side to at least allow this measure to be on the ballot in November so that the voters in Orange County can determine whether or not they support this initiative, right? And so that's where this particular resolution, and even on the county government side, it's a little bit cleaner because we're literally asking, you know, a yes or no question if there is support for a 1% local sales tax for this specific narrow purpose. And so that is how this resolution reads, is we are stating our support and that we feel that the voters should be given the opportunity to vote yes or no on this particular measure.
And I think my final question is, on the second paragraph from the bottom about the school construction, renovation, capital improvement, when you said deferred maintenance, do you think we need to actually put deferred maintenance within that language there? Because I know my other experiences, there have been very specific funding for deferred maintenance. Of course, this is in California.
Sure. Well, I use deferred maintenance as a broad term to capture if capital improvements in particular aren't able to be completed when they need to, and we're deferring that forward. And so that's it. I see that under the umbrella of construction and renovation as well as capital improvement projects. And this was written in a way because the bill from the General Assembly uses this specific language for school construction, renovation, and capital improvement. I was capturing deferring that maintenance for older buildings or older HVAC units or other things like that, that if we were to update them would fall likely under either a renovation from building or in particular some of the large scale upgrades we may need to do on an HVAC system or in a kitchen, whatever it might be, would fall under MARTI and our capital improvement project. And so it was more of an umbrella phrase to capture that.
That's what I just wanted to make sure that,
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hawkins, any?
No, I'm all for it. I mean, it's, to me, it's less painful of a tax than it would be on anybody, on personal property or real estate or something like that, yes.
Mr. Rickett, you're good? All right, I just quickly looked up the code, and it does say that the local sales tax is levied under this section, but will not be levied on food purchased for human consumption or essential personal hygiene products, as such terms are defined in a different code. Gotta love the code. So that kind of answers that question
Yeah,
about what.
thank you.
So it is a local sales tax of other things. I'm generally not in favor of additional taxes, but in the case that this goes to the public to decide on, it's a vote by our Orange County citizens whether or not to say yes to this. And those are the people who should be making that decision.
And that it will be used specifically for
Right.
our.
Right, and
Yeah.
originally I had heard that there was no sunset clause, which troubled me too, because once a tax is imposed and then it never goes away, that's a problem. But if there's a sunset provision for this particular project, we're gonna renovate this building, and when that's done, this tax goes away, I think that's a very fair way to approach it. AI says, when I searched, AI says that the code does not have an expiration unless the county sets one. So we're asking our county, that's not part of the state part of the code.
Correct.
Right.
In this, but that's what, correct. So there is a, the code does not prohibit a county from, or a locality from establishing a sunset provision, which would be what I would argue would be the most appropriate way to move forward. Is you have a project and a budget and a scope of what you're trying to accomplish, and you utilize the money that the money from the tax that you need to pay that, and when that is complete, that tax shouldn't continue on forever. It should end when the
Has to have
project.
Designated project.
Right, the designated project is complete, right? And that's where we have on here that there is authority for the locality to establish a sunset provision.
Okay, well, that was, my concern was that the state law removed the sunset. But if the county will still, that would be my
That local
caveat for
flexibility.
Right.
saying I'm in favor of this, is that there's a sunset clause. So the way it's written, hopefully our supervisors will approve that language. All right, any other issues? All right, we need a motion to approve, if that's our,
Yes, ma'am, I'd like to make a motion to approve the sales tax resolution as presented.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, that motion carries. So we are down to item 5, board member comments. Anything from anyone?
No.
I'm glad to see so many new hires coming from the grassroots, from our county and homegrown people.
Yep, that's exciting.
That's positive for me, yeah.
Anything else from anyone?
I am going to say one additional thing. I think that in addition to the resolution that we just approved, I would say we all wholeheartedly support the county in going forward with this resolution. We really think that it provides a level of support for construction and both deferred, as you mentioned, and going forward, and potentially, hopefully, with our CTE. But I think the biggest thing to me was the fact that it goes back to our county constituents and voters to make the decision whether they are going to impose it versus we or the state or anyone else imposing something on them. And I do also agree with Ms. Dawson that the grandfathering sunset clause is a wonderful addition, local flexibility.
I do believe, if I'm remembering correctly, I do believe if it goes before the voters and in the resolution from the county government, it would have to identify a date.
Sunset date.
Yes, and if there was a desire to extend it beyond that sunset date, it would require another referendum.
Yeah. That seems appropriate and reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
If you find out anything that would not go with that, let us know.
Will do.
And I would also ask that we have a board member that maybe attends, one or two board members that attends the county
Their
meeting.
meeting is next Tuesday,
Yeah.
the 14th at 5, I believe.
I'll go there. I'll be glad to
Yeah,
go
I
there.
was planning to be there too. So, all right. Anything else, Mr. Rickett? Be quiet this morning. All right, then I think we are done. This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much. Such a big turnout. Thank you so
No,
much.
For 8 o'clock on a Monday morning.
Right?
Awesome.